Drama unfolds on the hardwood as Draymond Green faces suspension. In a shocking turn of events, the fiery NBA star is benched, leaving fans in suspense. What sparked this unexpected twist? Dive into the intrigue and unravel the story behind Green's suspension. Hoops enthusiasts, the court is buzzing. Get ready for a riveting revelation. Born on March 4, 1990, Draymond Green is an American professional basketball player. Green currently plays for the Golden State Warriors in the NBA. He has a $90 million net worth and is a well-known power player in the NBA. Green has won 4 NBA championships and 7 All-Star selections. Growing up in Saginaw, Michigan, Green started playing basketball for Michigan State as a college student in 2005. Later in 2011, Green represented the United States in men's basketball at the Summer Universiade in Shenzhen, China. He was chosen by the Golden State Warriors with the 35th overall pick in the 2012 NBA Draft. Green began his NBA career on a high note and was named Defensive Player of the Year in 2017. He was also a member of the All-NBA second and third teams in 2016 and 2017. The NBA suspended Draymond Green for 5 games for his actions during the Golden State Warriors vs. Minnesota Timberwolves game. Green choked Rudy Gobert during the fight between Klay Thompson and Jaden McDaniels. The NBA has now said that Gobert was acting as a peacemaker by trying to free Thompson, even though Green believed that Gobert was also holding Thompson hostage. Even with his career statistics of about 9 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists per game, Golden State Draymond Green will almost certainly be admitted into the Basketball Hall of Fame eventually. All in all, he will have won at least 4 NBA titles and 2 gold medals at the Olympics. To add to the load, the NBA on Wednesday fined Green 5 games. During that period, Green will forfeit around $770,000 in salary. And the Warriors, who are currently 6-6 on the season and without an injured Steph Curry, will not gain any advantages from the ban. Green deserves every second of his suspension after putting Rudy Gobert in a headlock during the Warriors vs. Minnesota game. It was the 19th suspension of his career, post-playoffs included, almost twice as many as the combined suspension of the next 2 players in the league. He had been ejected twice in the previous 5 days. Following the match, Gobert said, "Not much to say. It was acting like a clown." Some claim clown, while others assert Draymond is Draymond. Other notable events involving Green including punching Jordan Poole, a teammate in a previous season, receiving a suspension for stomping on Domantas Sabonis' chest during the playoffs, and being made to sit down in the 2016 NBA Finals with the Warriors up 3-1 in a series they would lose due to a flagrant foul by LeBron James. Taking into account of all the technicals, fines, and the money he has lost from missing games due to suspensions, Green's actions have cost him around $2 million. Not that it has much of an impact on the bottom line, given he's probably made hundreds of times that. It'll hurt the Warriors, though, since they'll have to play without Green again and deal with further distractions from him. It says volumes that the team still backs Green despite considerable criticism that he was wrong to put Gobert in a headlock as part of a series of events that started with Minnesota's Jaden McDaniels and Golden State's Klay Thompson becoming tangled. This dude, Draymond, really just put Rudy in a damn chokehold. God bless America, said former NBA champion and ESPN analyst Kendrick Perkins. Although Kevin Garnett only smiled at the transpired, Kyle Kuzma also shared his thoughts on X. "Nah, the headlock is owed what?" captions Kuzma. Warriors coach Steve Kerr said that after the game, if you watched the replay, you saw that Rudy had his hands on Klay's neck, and that's why Draymond went after Rudy. "As soon as one rerun occurred, I noticed it. The reason Draymond went for Rudy was that the people behind the bench said Rudy had Klay. That is all I know. Draymond has to find a way to not cross the line," Kerr said. "I'm not talking about getting an ejection or technicality. I'm talking about a physical act of violence. That's inexcusable. We have to do everything we can to give him the help and assistance that he needs to be able to draw the distinction between being an incredible competitor and not, but he can't cross that line. He crossed it the other night for sure." First off, they've had a couple contests for Defensive Player of the Year, and neither has been very happy with the other outcome. When Gobert, a center for Utah at the time, found out he wouldn't be an All-Star in 2019, he started crying. Green also made fun of Gobert in public for this. After Minnesota defeated the Warriors, Green's comment that "I don't necessarily view it as a tough matchup" would have also drawn some criticism. Without Curry, who was injured, and when Thompson and Green were dismissed, the evening got challenging. With a 104-101 victory, Minnesota finished the 2-game sweep of the Warriors on their home court. With just one home victory by a single point, the Warriors' current situation is even worse than it was previously. Bayless claims that Draymond turned the NBA into the WWE. Furthermore, Bayless referred to Green as a diva player. He said he was a player who liked the limelight. According to Skip Bayless, Draymond Green's 5-game suspension was too harsh. He suggested missing 2 games as a less severe penalty. The main reason for this is his extensive history of unsportsmanlike behavior. "We recognize that," Bayless remarked. Green is expected to serve 5 suspensions over his NBA career. He received a 1-game suspension in the opening round of the previous season playoffs. He was given a penalty for stomping on Domantas Sabonis' chest during a game. In addition, he was infamously suspended in 2016 during the NBA Finals. He had to quit the game after elbowing LeBron James in the groin. That year, the Warriors, led by Draymond Green, lost the finals after squandering a 3-1 lead. Warriors GM Mike Dunleavy spoke about prior to the game. "Obviously not great for us," Dunleavy said. "Disappointed for him, disappointed for our team. I talked to Draymond, he understands. Unfortunately, he's been in this situation before, and we have too. We expect our guys to respond. We'll give some other guys opportunity to step up in the next few games while he's gone. The benefit of this is that we have a very deep team. We have the opportunity to fill in the replace that what we're losing with Draymond. Perhaps so, we'll see how that goes, but it's not great news on our end." When asked about Green's behavior and that line between being himself in situations like this, Dunleavy added, "For Draymond, he walks that line of aggressiveness. From my standpoint, it's hard to ask him to tone it down and dull it. If he gets too dull, then he's not the great player that he is. That's the challenge." Dunleavy said, "For Draymond, he walks that line of aggressiveness." In response to the questioning concerning Green's actions and the fine line that separates being himself from circumstances such as these, "It's difficult, in my opinion, to beg him to lessen and mellow it. When he becomes too monotonous, he's not a great player that he is. That's the challenge." After the incident, penalty sounded off on an ever-aggressive Green after the ejection. But one NBA legend doesn't blame him at all for his actions: Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal on Draymond Green choking Rudy Gobert? "I would have did the same thing. I'm from the old school, so you always stick up for your guys. Like me, and you are doing the interview right now, somebody come put their hands on you, I'm going to beat them up because you're my guy," O'Neal said, per Time staff writer Chuck Shilkin. But you get these people who say it was wrong, like, "I try not to be a hypocrite. I would have done the same thing," he continued. "I'm not going to sit here and say he was wrong. He shouldn't have done it. He probably shouldn't have done it, but WWSD. What would Shaq do? Shaq would have done the same thing." Green's ban won't make people think differently about him. His supporters will support him, while his detractors will have more opportunity to disparage him. It won't alter his style of play either. He will likely continue to be lightning rod by choice and share on Instagram, as he did a few days ago about how little importance he places on what other people think. Perhaps Greens ought to acknowledge, or at least acknowledge, that the antics are no longer worth it. Whether he was genuinely aiming to harm Gobert is debatable. There is no denying that he caused the Warriors harm. What do you guys think about the incident? Let us know in the comments, and keep supporting and subscribing to our channel for more updates.